Hey, welcome back to a new video. Yes, that's a camshaft lamp. Thank you to the person that gave that to me. Today I'm going to be talking about the security light in my C5. It comes on, or it was coming on, and wouldn't let me start the car. So I thought the problem was initially these chips, the vats chips on the key, since they're worn down. These are my two old keys. And then my new one, after I found out the ohmage, which is why I have the voltage meter, I cleaned the key cylinder and everything. There's a lot of videos on here on how to take out your key cylinder and clean the contacts inside. There's a lot of dust and stuff in there that you can get off, and it may fix it, but in my case it didn't fix it. So I had to find out the resistance of the pellet within the key. So I had to use this multimeter here. You put one contact on one side, other contact on the other side, and it's going to give you a value or a resistance, and you have to be within a certain limit near that value in order for your security system to unlock. I have a chart here, it'll pop up in a second. The first key is going to be anywhere from 386 ohms to 438 ohms. It's supposed to be 402, but if you're anywhere within that, then the key cylinder and the security system realizes that that's the key, the right key, and it starts up. So if you put in a key and the resistance is off, the computer shuts down and locks up for a few minutes. In my case, it happened to be the wire leading to the key cylinder that reads the VAT chip on the key. I would have problems starting the car, so I bought a resistor with the resistance of the key to put into my wiring, and this is me putting it in. So you're gonna have to take off three things: this panel right here, your radio trim, and then the armrest. So you're going to start at the armrest. There's 4 bolts holding it in, 10 millimeters. There's 2 under these things right here. You just get either a little screwdriver, lift that up. Excuse my mess inside of my in order to get to the other 2, you have to take off your traction control little panel right here. You can put a screwdriver under it or whatever. There's 2 plugs under there. There's that one, you need a screwdriver for that one. This one, the other one, you just press in. The cigarette lighter, you get a little screwdriver to put in that one, push that down, it comes right out if you pull it out. And then 2 10 millimeter bolts right here. Once you get everything unplugged from that and get those bolts removed, you can go ahead and slide your center console back and place that off to the side. There are a few T15 Torx screws holding in the radio trim and the other panel. There's one behind the ashtray, one next to the cigarette lighter, and then there's one under this piece that covers the interior temperature reading, so be careful with that when you're taking that out. You want to remove your shift knob so that the leather boot can slide over that. Get your flathead, get up under the trunk button, pop that out, unplug it. There's another T15 screw in there that holds in your knee or foot panel right here. And then there's 2 more Torx screws underneath that you'll need to unscrew to get that off as well. Just remember to be really careful with that temperature reader. It's still plugged in when you drop down that panel. As you can see, my wire was torn. I will probably splice it and put that back together in the future, but as for right now, to keep my car starting and not get stuck, I put the resistor in the wiring. I unplugged the 2 wires and put the resistor one side in the purple wire and then the other side in the white wire. Went ahead and taped that in until I'm ready to go back in and splice those wires. I apologize if this video is kind of confusing and too quick, because I record my videos without talking and then come back and do voiceovers. So this one was done just in a rush, especially since the car, is just not starting and everything. So in order to put it back, don't forget to put the trunk and fog light wire button plugged through. Once again, it's T15 Torx. In order to put everything back in, is just reverse that process and make sure you put all your screws in. Make sure everything's going in the correct hole and whatnot. Don't over tighten anything, or else you'll crack it like this right here. Your key cylinder won't be able to turn either if you tighten it up too hard. So just take your time. There's other videos on this as well. Watch those. Make sure you get everything back in order. And if you do this, make sure you test before you put everything back together. And as you can see, security light's off. I haven't seen it since. It's been a couple weeks since I actually filmed this, and I just got around to editing. So good luck.